Hello and welcome to the 9 p.m. news on Voice of the People TV. I am Jerry Appelhai. And before we begin the news, kindly visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. And now to the headlines. Court orders final forfeiture of Emefiele'S $4.7 million, 830 million naira property.
Tinubu approves relocation of 29 custodial centers.
The War Chamber Deputy Speaker says the request did not satisfy constitutional requirements.
Rivers State High Court stops PDP Zonal Congress in Calabar.
In business, Omo State received 400 billion naira funding for light rail projects.
Well, in entertainment news, Wizkid Davido win big at 2025 NAACP Image Awards.
In sports, Iwobi Moses Simon make Europe's top 50 past Masters list. Now the news in detail. The Federal High Court in Lagos has ordered the final forfeiture of $4.7 million, 830 million naira, and multiple properties linked to the former governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele. Justice Yelim Bogoro gave directive today in favor of the final forfeiture application filed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission through its counsel, Bilikisu Buhari Bala. Justice Bogoro had earlier dismissed an application by an interested party seeking to stop the judgment from being delivered. The funds were held in First Bank Omoile, Anita Joy, and Deep Blue Energy Service Limited. Others were Exact Code Bureau de Change Limited, Lepam Investment Services Limited, Tatler Service Limited, Rosajol Global Resources Limited, and TIL Communication Nigeria Limited. Justice Bogoro held that all the affected properties and funds are proceeds of unlawful activities which are bound to be forfeited to the federal government of Nigeria. He queried why there should be a problem of dollars immediately after Emefiele left the CBN as the governor and salary could not be paid, among others.
And now President Bola Tinubu has approved the relocation of 29 correctional centers across the country as part of ongoing efforts to modernize the nation's custodial facilities. This was confirmed in Abuja on Friday by the Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, during the commissioning of 39 newly acquired vehicles and 5 bullet-resistant guard boots for the Nigerian Correctional Service. He highlighted that many of the existing correctional facilities, including those in Suleja and Ikoyi, were established in the 19th century and are outdated, stating that Nigeria cannot continue to work with such outdated infrastructure. The minister said the president has therefore approved the process of relocating 29 correctional centers. He emphasized the urgent need for modernization to improve conditions for both correctional officers and inmates, noting that the relocation is part of a larger plan to address the infrastructural challenges hindering the effectiveness of the correctional system. Tunji-Ojo further reassured the public of government's commitment to reforms, saying the problems would be solved one by one.
The Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, has revealed that none of the 31 requests for state creation met the constitutional requirements. Kalu also disclosed that the House Committee is currently reviewing 151 constitutional amendment bills, noting that duplication was a key challenge in the process. Kalu, who chairs the House Committee on the review of the 1999 Constitution, gave this information on Friday at a 2-day retreat in Ikot Ekpene, Akwa Ibom State. The event, organized with the Policy and Legal Advocacy Center and supported by the UK Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, aimed to review amendment bills and strategize on the new next steps in the constitutional review process.
Well, let's take you to Rivers State now, where a high court sitting in Port Harcourt has stopped the Zonal Congress of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, scheduled to hold in Calabar, Cross River State on Saturday. The court ordered that the South-South Zonal Congress should neither hold in Cross River nor anywhere in Nigeria on the 22nd of February or any other date whatsoever pending the determination of the motion and notice. The court, presided over by Justice G.V. Ogbonu, issued the order of interim injunction in a case instituted by Tony Ejogo, a member of the PDP from Ward 3 in Eche local government area, and failed Nkoro, former vice chairman, Southeast PDP, named as defendants in the suit are the PDP and Chief Dan Obi of National Vice Chairman, South-South Zone of the PDP.
An Osun State High Court sitting in Ilesha on Friday has directed the Osun State Independent Electoral Commission (OSEC) to conduct a local government election fixed for tomorrow, February 22nd, 2025. You may recall that the appeal court on February 10th, 2025 reinstated council executives elected in October 2022 who are members of All Progressive Congress (APC) back to office. Subsequently, APC tackled OSEC not to go ahead with the poll. Also, the Attorney General of the Federation, a senior advocate of Nigeria, Lateef Fagbemi, on Thursday night urged the OSEC through Governor Ademola Adeleke not to conduct the election, tagging it as illegal because the appeal court reinstated the council executives voted in 2022. Meanwhile, a state high court presided over by Justice Adeyinka Aderibigbe in the motion on notice granted to People's Democratic Party against OSEC and its chairman, Barrister Shim Abioye, declared vacancies in all 30 councils of Osun State.
Now let's talk about some stories we've been following so far, as some analysts have condemned retired General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida's remarks about his role in the annulment of June 12, 1993 election. Dele Fanimo, a social analyst, and Destiny Enabwele, a political analyst, were reacting to General Babangida's comments about General Sani Abacha's involvement in the nullification of the presidential election, even as the former head of state took full responsibility for Abacha's actions, though he served as his chief of army staff at the time. Fanimo described the assertion as unacceptable, adding that such was not enough to remedy what the former head of state had done. According to Fanimo, the only way Babangida can appease Nigerians is to face the law and answer charges for what he called the heinous crimes he committed as head of state. On his part, Enabwele blamed the deteriorating state of the polity on Babangida's action regarding the June 12 election annulment. Enabwele said the annulled election remains the fairest Nigeria has ever had in its democratic journey, adding that the election would have set the tone for the country's democracy but for its annulment. He also lamented the current leadership of the country, adding that it is not different from the group of leaders responsible for the June 12 annulment.
The 36 state governors under the Nigerian Governors Forum are seeking stronger collaboration with the United States in economic development, governance, and health. This was a key focus at their meeting in Abuja, where NGF Chairman and Kwara State Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak reaffirmed their commitment to working with state legislatures to drive governance reforms and ensure effective policy implementation at the sub-national level. VOP-TV's Matthew Oguntuara reports.
Well, it looks like we don't have that report now, but we will bring it to you subsequently. Let's move on with the rest of the bulletin. As chairman of the Nigeria-Kenya Parliamentary Friendship Group and member of the House of Representatives, Abdullahi El Rashid said Nigeria and Kenya will gain from each other in critical sectors including technology, renewable energy, and tourism. El Rashid spoke on Friday at a meeting with members of the Kenya High Commission led by the Kenyan ambassador to Nigeria, Isaac Parashina. The lawmaker noted that since the establishment of diplomatic relations on the 28th of May 1964, both countries have enjoyed a strong partnership rooted in shared values, mutual respect, and common aspirations for peace and prosperity across Africa. He added the cooperation has continued to grow in diverse areas, particularly in trade, investment, and mutual support on the global stage. According to El Rashid, with the constitution of the group and constant engagement with critical stakeholders, Nigeria and Kenya are well positioned to explore new opportunities for trade in technology, renewable energy, and tourism, among other economic and developmental aspects. Recalling the signing of critical agreements in January 2015 to enhance bilateral trade ties, the lawmaker said the agreements provided a solid foundation for greater collaboration.
All right, the chairman of the Police Service Commission, retired DIG Ashimu Agungu, has vowed to rid the Southeast of gangs of policemen involved in extortion, corruption, and human rights abuses in the Southeast geopolitical zone. Agungu made the vow at the Southeast Stakeholder Summit on Peace and Security organized by the Nigerian Bar Association in partnership with Southeast civil society organizations in Enugu on Friday. He warned that insecurity in the region should not be an excuse for corrupt practices by the personnel of the police within the region. Represented by the Public Relations Officer of the Police Service Commission, Ikechukwu Ani, Agungu said the Commission was no more comfortable with the abuse of office by some security personnel detailed to provide security across the region.
While still on the fight against insecurity, operatives of the Commissioner of Police Special Assignment Team of the Delta State Police Command have busted a criminal hideout of some kidnappers and armed robbers terrorizing the Abraka, Obiaruku, and Umolo axis of the state. Disclosing this in a statement on Friday, the command's public relations officer, Bright Edafi, said the operations followed an investigation after the arrest of some suspected kidnappers on the 30th of January 2025. According to the statement, the operatives stormed the hideouts of the fleeing gang leader identified as Emeka, located at a Wokering layout at Agbao in Uhele North Local Government area in the evening. Edafe explained that during the raid, a fabricated semi-automatic Beretta pistol with 4 rounds of live ammunition, 4 locally made cut-to-size guns, 13 rounds of live cartridges, and a pair of military uniforms concealed in a black polythene bag were recovered. He stated further that on the 19th of February 2025, also in the evening, operatives of Safer Highway Patrol, while conducting a stop and search on a commercial vehicle along the Agbo-Benin Expressway, arrested 3 suspects in possession of 3 locally made long guns and charms.
The Abia State Police Command has taken action following a video on Facebook showing police officers allegedly manhandling a civilian. The incident was said to have occurred along Lagos Street in Umuahia on February 20 as the footage quickly gained attention on social media. According to a statement by the command's spokesperson, DSP Maureen Chinaka, on Friday, the officers involved have been identified and are currently under interrogation on the State Criminal Investigation Department in Umuahia. In the statement, the State Commissioner of Police, CP Danadi Issa, condemned the officers' actions, describing the behavior as a violation of professional standards and civility towards members of the public.
And now Gombe State Governor Mahamadou Yahaya has said the recent 120% increase in Gombe State University tuition fees was necessary for the institution's development. Speaking at the swearing-in ceremony of governing councils for higher institutions, state-owned companies, and pilgrimage boards at the government house in Gombe, Yahaya said the hike was aimed at improving education standards. Urging parents and guardians to support the university, he insisted that the institution complements federal education efforts, adding that tertiary education is expensive and requires investment. According to him, the state government emphasizes more basic education and secondary school education, while state university supports the federal government. Yahaya further explained that tertiary education is very expensive, but that any investment in education should not be considered a waste.
VOB TV Benin station recently played host to pupils and teachers of New Generation Kiddies Academy on the Fun-Field School excursion. The visit, led by the school's proprietor and teachers, aimed to provide youngsters with a first-hand experience of the workings of a television station. Upon arrival, the excited pupils were warmly received by the station manager, Godwin Kogos, who guided them on a comprehensive tour of the station's facilities. The tour included the newsroom, studios, control room, and transmission room, where the pupils learned about the various stages of television production. The pupils were fascinated by the equipment and technology on display, asking insightful questions and participating in interactive sessions. Godwin Kogos expressed his delight at hosting the young visitors, stating that it is always a pleasure to inspire and educate the next generation about the media industry. VOP TV's Godwin Kogos has the rest of the report.
Well, Godwin, thank you for that report. Coming up next, the business, sports, and entertainment news. As a short break, stay with us.
This is a wrong banter.
Which banter? Because
Catch up with the latest topics making the buzz, the stories that tick, the trends. Let's let you in on why they are trending. From politics, entertainment, business, lifestyle, and more. analyzing the trending stories with top eyeballs. Hashtag Voice of the People Television, giving you an insight to everything and everyone Nigeria is talking about. Showing on VOP TV, 10 p.m., Monday to Friday. Hashtag If it's trending, we bring it on.
You're welcome back. Business News now. The sum of 400 billion naira has been allocated in the 2025 national budget for the light rail projects in Lagos, Ogun, Kaduna, and Kano states to improve the transportation system countrywide. The fund was not part of the 54.2 trillion naira revised proposal that President Bola Tinubu presented to the Assembly 2 weeks ago for approval, but an addition by the lawmakers. On the 5th of February, President Tinubu sought an additional 4.53 trillion naira to the budget, raising the proposal from 59.7 trillion naira to 54.27 trillion naira. However, the lawmakers pushed the total to 54.99 trillion naira, with the 400 billion naira allocation for the new light rail projects added.
The Federal Ministry of Livestock Development has said it aims to expand the livestock sector's gross domestic product contribution from $32 billion to $74 billion by 2035. Disclosing this in Abuja earlier today, the Minister of Livestock Development, Edie Maya, said this will position Nigeria as a key player in domestic and international markets for animal protein, similar to leading producers like Brazil, Argentina, and the United States. The minister said the livestock sector is expected to generate over 500,000 new jobs, helping to reduce unemployment and drive rural economic growth by 2027. Maiha disclosed that the ministry was already engaging stakeholders, including traditional rulers, development partners, and foreign embassies, to raise awareness of the sector's potential. According to him, the ministry has established 7 key departments focused on enhancing the livestock value chain. However, he said the major challenge is inadequate infrastructure as the ministry revamps grazing reserves nationwide.
In sports news now, several players of Nigerian descent have been ranked among Europe's top players based on one key metric: key passes. However, only 2 Super Eagles stars, Alex Iwobi and Moses Simon, made the top 50 for most key passes in the 2024 to 2025 season so far, according to the Euro football rumors. Iwobi stands out as Nigeria's most creative force in the final third, registering 46 key passes in 25 Premier League games for Fulham. His vision has resulted in 43 chances created and 3 assists, while also contributing 7 goals. The midfielder has taken 37 shots and recorded 90 touches in the opposition's box, underlining his attacking influence. Despite his strong numbers, the former Arsenal man ranked 17th overall in Europe's key pass rankings. Last season, Iwobi played 30 league games for Fulham, scoring 5 goals and assisting twice. Moses Simon, the only other Super Eagles player on the list, sits at number 39 with 40 key passes in 20 League One games for Nantes.
Still on sport, where Remo Stars are now 10 points clear at the top of the 2024-2025 Nigerian Premier Football League table, thanks to a Navy 20 win over Kwara United in the Match Day 25 game in Ikenne on Thursday. The Sky Blue Stars left it late against the hard-fighting Harmony Boys with goals from Samuel Anekwe and Haruna Hadi getting the job done in the closing stages of the game. Thanks to a Shooting Stars sleep against Lobby Stars on Wednesday, Remo had a chance to to widen the gap between them and the rivals to 10 points, but achieving that proved difficult even while it seemed possible. Daniel Ogumodede's team got off the block as quickly as possible, but their first real threat from Tochukwu Michael hit the woodwork in the 12th minute, just as Sikiru Elemi's 22nd minute strike was also kept out by the post. Togolese striker Frank Mawena, though, thought he had opened the scoring with a header off a corner kick in the 25th minute, but it was chopped off for a foul on the goalkeeper. Despite creating enough, Remo endured a goalless first half but kept digging deep in the second 45 minutes.
Well, in entertainment news, famous Nigerian Afrobeat singers Wizkid and Davido have been announced winners of the 2025 National Association for the Advancement of Colored People NAACP Image Awards. The award was organized for outstanding achievements in the arts and media. The 56th edition winners include Wizkid, who won the Outstanding Duo, Group or Collaboration category for his collaborative song with Brent Faiyaz. This year's award is Wizkid's 6th NAACP Image Award, making him Nigerian's most awarded artist. Meanwhile, Davido won an award for Outstanding International Song following his collaboration with Chris Brown. Also, Tems, Burna Boy, and other Nigerian singers lost in their categories.
Alright, still with the entertainment, where Chinedu Ani Emmanuel, often known as Nedu, has clarified his resignation from the Honest Bunch podcast. The actor recently left the podcast following a disagreement over a previous episode featuring reality TV personality D1, who claimed that social media critic Very Darkman was attracted to guys. In response, Vidiam accused Nedu of being behind D1's charges against him, stating that he has been asking his attendance on the show since 2024 and has offered to purchase him a vehicle as an incentive. Following VDM's counter accusations, Nedu announced his departure from the podcast. His exit from the podcast led to speculations that he was fired by the producers. However, at a recent press briefing in Lagos, Nedu clarified that he wasn't fired from the podcast, contrary to the speculations in some sections of the media. He explained that he decided to step back due to personal attacks.
Well, it's a wrap for us on the news at 9, but before we go, a quick look at the headlines. Now, we told you that court has ordered final forfeiture of Emefiele'S $54.7 million and 830 million Naira property.
Tinubu approves a relocation of 29 custodial centers.
Also, lower chamber deputy speaker says requests did not satisfy constitutional requirement.
Rivers State High Court restores PDP Zonal Congress in Calabar.
Well, in business, 4 states receive 400 billion Naira funding for light rail projects.
In entertainment, Wizkid Davido win big at 2025 NAACP Image Awards.
In sports news, Iwobi Moses Simon make Europe's top 50 pass masters list. Well, do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. On YouTube, we are Voice of the People TV, and on other social media platforms, we are at VOP Live. Now, I am Vivian Oguche.
Now I'm Jerry Apelohai.
Good evening.